Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Aaron Nix. I am going to discuss WWE Raw, and I shouldn't imagine this is going to take very long. So fingers crossed, put the timer on, and maybe, just maybe, we might be done inside 15 minutes because this show opened with The Miz and Bobby Lashley, and Bobby Lashley essentially saying, yo, I done the business for you last night, Miz. Of course, I did the Hurt business. See what I did there? And I'm cashing in my deal. Where's my fucking title shot? I'm first in line. That was part of the deal. And the Miz is like, I'll just shit my pants, mate. And Bobby Lashley's like, cool. Well, I'm going to give you an hour. And in that hour, if I don't get my title shot, I'm going to fuck you up. Simple, easy storytelling. Great stuff. First 10 to 15 minutes of the show. Fantastic in your fault. Great pacing for the rest of Raw. So what's next? Oh, 2.5 hours of nothing with one little brief moment of coolness. Just nothing. Great. Matt Riddle faces John Morrison. Is that a good wrestling match? Yes. Did we get any storytelling or context to it? Nah. Just, oh, he was in the match last night. Oh, okay, we'll just give him another title shot, even though he lost and he got pinned last night. Okay, great. I mean, the match was okay, but I don't care. I certainly don't care about New Day versus Retribution. Why are you doing that to me again? Jesus Christ. Oh, we haven't got anything for them to do. What, you mean arguably the best tag team you've had in the modern generation, Black Excellence itself in the New Day during Black History Month? You can't give these guys more than 5 minutes on screen? Well, we could, but the other excellent Black tag team in Hurt Business need to face the Lucha House Party for the 15th time this week. Okay, cool. Tornado tag, though. It's alright. It's not a case of this Raw was shit. It's a case of, I don't fucking care. And I don't care about seeing the Hurt Business once again be... Also, they don't care themselves. And they've told you that, because what have they been doing for the last few weeks? Oh, the Hurt Business, yeah. Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. There's problems. There's dissension. We don't know what's wrong with these guys. So this week, oh, is the dissension continuing? Nah. MVP's on commentary, doing a great job as he always does. And these boys dispatched the Lucha House Party. Okay. Nothing at all? Nah. Don't need it. Right. Great. Thanks, lads. What else can the men do? Do you want to watch Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy again? Not really. Well, you're going to. Okay. Is it any good? It's alright. It's pretty average. But great. Why am I watching that match again? I mean, AJ Styles versus Ricochet, they're really good, right? You've seen that match before, okay? Yeah, I have, but I could watch it again, I suppose, because they are really good at what they do. Yeah, cool. About 5 minutes, all right? No. Like, these are two of the best wrestlers or athletes of the modern generation. AJ Styles, indefinitely. Yeah, no, just a 5 minute match, all right? And then Omos smashes him up at the end. Okay. The fuck? What are you doing? Why is Randy Orton backstage, right? And he's talking about how, oh, Alexa Bliss has become a distraction. One moment, please. He's gotta puke.
A puke! He's gotta puke! He's gotta puke!
That's it. Oh, man.
What the fuck was that hokey shit? You couldn't actually find time to put Alexa Bliss on TV or give her a match? Nah. Where's the Fiend? No idea. He'll be around at some point. Great. In the meantime, we'll have a very quick and brief rambling from Randy Orton, and he can throw up some black tar. Lay off the chewing tobacco, mate. That's about all I've got for you. Sorry, bruv. Jesus Christ, that looked carnival. It looked shit. It looked like some kid had got himself a fucking smartphone camera and decided, oh, I'm going to pretend that I'm Venom. Oh, fucking shit, man. Wasn't cool. And all these people want to hang on to this like, oh, yeah, but it involves Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt, so it's amazing. No, it isn't. And at least give it some context. And then maybe I might have been a little bit more interested. Maybe Alexa Bliss kind of like, you know, is sort of, this, you know, there's a glitch. And then all of a sudden we go to Alexa Bliss somewhere else in the building in a dark room just kind of smiling. And she's like looking at that screen or looking at an image of him throwing up and thinking, good, you know, channeling some sort of dark voodoo shit. I was like, nah, nothing like that. It just throws up and then leaves. And by the way, you totally ruin the sense of disbelief because he throws up. What does the camera do? Just stays looking at that one shot. Kevin Dunn, you are a buck-toothed piece of shit, innit? You got no fucking clue at this point. You really are a straight-up tard. Fucking tedious. And by the way, Bruce Pritchard, I'm told this is the man who writes this show. You shouldn't have a job, frankly, if this is your height of writing and creative. Wow. It's actually quite embarrassing. I feel sorry for you and your obvious mental disabilities, because this is fucking hot garbage. It really is. And it didn't just extend to the men either. It extended to the women too. Charlotte Flair, wow. They brought Charlotte Flair back in December, and she's literally done nothing since. We're talking about one of the best women's wrestlers of the modern era. We're talking about one of your biggest marquee talents, a huge name in the industry. Lacey Evans got pregnant, so you want to tag up with Asuka again against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax? Okay. How was that match? It was alright. They lost because Charlotte's head isn't in the game, and Asuka got essentially brutalised by Shayna Baszler. Was it terrible? No. Did it serve much of a purpose? Not really. However, the one shining light actually for me was the promo of Ric Flair. I saw a lot of people. It's funny, isn't it? It shows how subjective wrestling is. So many people are like, that was fucking shit, that was awkward, that was cringeworthy. But it actually, I thought, was wonderful, especially on Charlotte Flair's part. Genuine tears, genuine emotion, just a beautiful, very, what felt like an organic shoot kind of promo on her father. You know, telling her, you know, I don't understand, you know, what your problem is, and her essentially saying, like, you know what my fucking problem is, you're gallivanting around here like an old tart, you still think you're the nature boy, and you think you can be the nature boy on my watch and on my time, and, you know, people saying, like, oh, Charlotte Flair's having a win. She was like, it actually makes perfect sense to me. You know, Dad's staying in the limelight, and not only that, he's doing it disrespectfully. And, like they dropped in the line very cleverly. I never said it was my child. I never said it was my daughter. I never said it was my baby, whatever. That's a good way of getting out of Dodge. And now we can forget about Lacey Evans for a few months while she goes away and becomes another amazing mother, because, from what I can tell, she's a very cool mum. That was fucking pointless, wasn't it? Vince McMahon's probably in a room somewhere. How dare you get pregnant? Mr. McDaddy will decide when you get to leave. What a piece of shit, honestly. I thought this Raw was crap. I did. And I'm getting bored of trying to explain to you, you know, in great detail why I hate it, because it's so freaking obvious. 3 hours is too long. And it's 3 hours long, but yet when the women had a tag match, okay, so Naomi and Lana, right, who are terrible as a tag team. Naomi is amazing. Lana is a fucking awful wrestler. She's a very beautiful woman who's got many talents, but wrestling is not one of those. They're facing Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose, who are not only sexy and scintillating, but are also genuine athletes, and actually really good, and actually have struck a chord with the WWE Universe as a tag team. 2 minutes. What? Yeah, 2 minutes. Lana and Naomi squash you. That, for me, was like, that lit a fuse on me. I was furious. Because, you know, we've gone back in time again. Yeah, give Divas a chance. Yeah, give them 2 minutes. What kind of hot garbage is that? And the fact that you're willing to, you know, also, you've given them 2 minutes, right? Why did nobody else get enough time? I would have understood if they said, sorry ladies, you can only have 2 minutes because ultimately we want to make sure that Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley, who are in the main event, get plenty of time. Okay. You could kind of understand that, even if it was a bit fucking disrespectful. By the way, it's a fucking tragedy how shit they're using Asuka. Their women's division on Raw is a fucking joke right now. And I should be so excited. They announced Rhea Ripley will be coming to Raw. And that sounds incredible on paper, but right now, with the way they're booking it and the way I'm watching it, I'm thinking, stay in NXT, love. She's a megastar, and she could be the star of this company. Not on Raw. I have no faith in whoever's running Raw. And there's no surprise that Raw keeps dropping in ratings, and it is at a record low because it is so poorly written. And I'm astonished that people actually find time to go on Twitter and argue the point with me. I'm amazed that anyone thought this was a good show. I really am. Minus the Bobby Lashley stuff, which was fine because I love Bobby Lashley. And even Braun was acceptable. By the way, that main event, do you know what time it started? I was looking at my clock on my laptop as I was watching it, and it said 7 minutes to go. I was like, what? 7? What? You built this up all night. This titanic clash. King Kong versus Godzilla ain't got nothing on us. 5 minutes, lads. You got a 3-hour show. 3 hours. And you give these guys 5 or 6 minutes. You give that tag team women's match 2 minutes. You gave Ricochet and AJ Styles 5 minutes. What are you doing with your time? Not to mention the commercials. I reckon if you took the commercials out, that must spare you almost an hour. Just put it back to 2 hours. Please. Somebody with a fucking brain in that tip of an office, please. Just take one for the team. Walk up to Vinnie Mac. Smack him in the face and say, listen, you fucking decrepit old tart. 2 fucking hours is more than enough for this show. Look how good SmackDown is. Regularly pulling in near to 2 million viewers and sometimes 3 if we really push the boat out. And even if you don't think that's fantastic, it's still doing so much better than any other wrestling program in North America right now by some margin. It's fucking tedious. 3 hours is so boring. I've got to be honest, right? The only reason I watch all 3 of it is so that I can do this for you guys. But if you guys are like, Raw shit, or I don't care, or we don't really give a shit if you cover Raw or not, great, I'll just cover the last half an hour. Because this was just fucking terrible. And even when you get to the match, right, it's okay, it's fun. There are a couple of great spots in there. You know, the way that Bobby Lashley almost suplexed Braun Strowman really gave me a real buzz. It reminded me actually a little bit when Goldberg did it to the Giant back in WCW and gave him that incredible jackhammer, because it wasn't just like a kind of, it was like a legitimate fucking get up there, you big bastard. And, you know, although Braun obviously assisted a lot, it still was a fantastic image seeing Lashley giving the big old one-arm spinebuster slam and stuff like that. And it had some great set pieces, him kicking out the power slam, him ultimately beating Braun Strowman, which means that it will be a one-on-one title match next week. But Lashley ain't winning the WWE title next week, because guess who's going to come back? Drew McIntyre's going to come back. He's going to claim all Lashley right before he beats The Miz. And then we can go into that rivalry at Fastlane, and most likely the winner of that will probably face The Miz at WrestleMania, and Drew McIntyre will most likely win the WWE title back at WrestleMania, and that will be his WrestleMania moment that he was kind of stripped of this year, or last year, should I say, because of COVID-19. And that's fine, but in the meantime, it's one of those things where there's a long journey ahead of us. And I'd be quite happy if someone basically woke me up when we're near the end of it when it comes to Raw, because, my God, SmackDown this week has the collision of Roman Reigns and Edge. This show had a shitload of matches that I don't care about, a shitload of people that I've seen way too many times, and a whopping great slap in the face to any sensibility when it comes to writing. It's a garbage Raw. That's all I've got to say about it. Love to know what you guys think. Am I being too harsh on it? I think you're wrong if you disagree with me, but I would love to know what you guys think nonetheless. So we'll continue to cover things. I'll be back, of course, tomorrow night to cover Impact, which I'm actually excited about because that is actually a well-written and fun show and reasonably entertaining. I do not want to hear excuses now. People saying, Raw shit, I'm so sick and tired of giving it 3 hours. Go and watch Impact the next night. It's 2 hours. It's available on Twitch for free in North America. It's available on fucking Access TV and all sorts. It's easy to find. It's easy to get. You've got no excuse not to watch Impact. I'm sorry, you just don't, especially after this hot garbage. I've been Aaron Nix. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you very soon for more content from the Wrestle Plug.